Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Oh, we have a comment already from Pedro. I'm already waiting impatiently. Thank you so much for waiting around for the live stream today. Thank you so much for being here. While we're waiting for some other viewers to join, you guys can say hi in the comments. Today, the live stream is going to be a lesson about giving our opinions. So let's go ahead, maybe in about 1 minute. Thank you everyone who is joining. Really happy that you guys are here. And I hope that you are ready for an English lesson, a live English lesson. So today I am going to give the lesson, and then after the lesson, I will answer your questions. So please feel free to comment through the live stream, and then after the lesson, I will go through and answer your questions. Okay? So again, hello to everyone who is here, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let me share my screen with everyone. Okay, so let's get started. Today's lesson is about expressing yourself. Today, we're going to learn some different ways you can ask for and give your opinion. So our opinions are, of course, very important to us, right? And I'm sure we all know some simple ways to express our opinions, but let's go a little deeper and see some other words and phrases we can use to ask for an opinion from someone else and give our opinion. Today, let's learn how to ask for someone else's opinion. So ask for another person's opinion. Give your opinion, talk about things you like, and talk about things you dislike or don't like. So let's go through these topics one by one and learn some helpful phrases we can use. So let's begin. Number 1, asking for someone else's opinion. This is something that we do in our daily life, right? So let's see a few phrases we can use to ask for another person's opinion. What do you think of? What do you think about? How do you feel about? And what's your opinion of? So again, we have what do you think of? What do you think about? How do you feel about? And what's your opinion of? Do any of these look familiar to you? Let's take a look a little closer at how we can use these questions to ask for someone's opinion. So you may have noticed that there was something a little different in those 4 questions. Some of the questions before we ask what end in of. What do you think of? For example. When we use a question like this, we are asking, what do you think of something? For example, what do you think of pop music? So here, if I want to ask about someone's opinion about pop music, I could ask, what do you think of pop music? And here we see, what do you think of something? What do you think of that thing? Let's look at a few more examples. So here again, what do you think of? What do you think of Italian food? So what is your opinion? How do you feel? What do you think of Italian food? And again, we see of something. The other question we have that ends in of is, what's your opinion of. So, of course, if we want to ask someone's opinion, we can ask, what's your opinion? If we want to ask their opinion of something, what's your opinion of the new Billie Eilish song? So here again, of something. And let's look at one more example with what's your opinion of? What's your opinion of our new teacher? So, of something, of someone. The other kind of question we have ends in about. So here, when we use about, a question that ends in about, we are not talking about something, but about doing something. So let's take a look at how these questions are a little different than the ones that end in of. What do you think about going to see a movie? So this is kind of like a suggestion and asking someone's opinion about doing something. So about going to see a movie. What do you think about that? Do you want to do it? Do you not want to do it? What's your opinion about doing this thing? Going to see a movie. What do you think about getting some coffee? So this is something I might ask my friend. Hey, what do you think about getting some coffee? It's similar to asking, do you want to or would you like to do this thing? We're just trying to ask what they think for their opinion. Our fourth question, and the last one that ends in about, is how do you feel about? And again, we see we have that same structure about doing something. How do you feel about going for a walk? Or how do you feel about taking a trip tomorrow? So, key point, remember when the question ends in of, like this, what do you think of? What's your opinion of? Then the next thing that comes after is a noun. What do you think of pop music? Of Italian food? Of this new song? Of our new teacher? And when our question base ends in about, we have our ing verbs, doing something, going, getting, taking. All right, so these are our four questions we can ask. What do you think of? What's your opinion of? What do you think about? And how do you feel about? If you're listening in now, please go ahead and how about try to ask me some questions in the comment section, and I'll answer them at the end of this lesson. So, of course, now that we have talked about asking for an opinion, the next thing is giving your opinion. So when someone asks you, what do you think of? How do you feel about? How can we respond? Let's look at a few ways that we can do that. I think, I feel, in my opinion, as far as I'm concerned, personally, I think, and if you ask me. So we're going to look at these 6 different ways we can share our opinion. Some a little more simple. Let's take a look a little bit closer. So let's look at the different ways, 6 different ways we can give our opinion. First is a very direct and informal way we can give our opinion. This is a way we might talk about our opinions with people we're close to or people we are comfortable with. And these are, I think. So, for example, I think English is interesting. I feel that it's best to go to bed early. And in my opinion, the movie was boring. So these actually, they can be used in any situation, but they're maybe a little less formal than our opinion phrases over here, which are, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, rock music is better than pop. So this is kind of a polite way of saying this is just my opinion, right? I respect your opinion, but as far as I'm concerned, rock music is better than pop. It's just my opinion. Similarly, personally, I think. So this really is just a little bit more of a formal way of saying, in my opinion. Personally, I think winter is better than summer. And again, we're emphasizing this is just my opinion. Personally, I think winter is better than summer. It has a little bit of a different tone. It's a bit more polite. And last, if you ask me. If you ask me, Vietnam is the best travel destination. So again, our kind of more informal or everyday use phrases are I think, I feel, and in my opinion. And if we want to be a little more polite, or we are just trying to say, oh, it's just my opinion, we can say things like, as far as I'm concerned, personally, I think, and if you ask me. Okay, next, let's go ahead and put these together and see some little mini conversation samples of asking for and giving opinions using these phrases. Okay, number 1. What do you think about going out for some Italian food? I think that's a great idea. Let's go. So here, remember, when we end our question stem with about, we're talking about doing something. What do you think about going out for some Italian food? I think that's a great idea. Let's go. Okay, let's see some different ones. What's your opinion of the last Marvel movie? If you ask me, it was the best one. So here we see a question that ends in of, so we have a noun next. What do you think of the last Marvel movie? And then we give a very polite opinion. If you ask me, it was the best one. Maybe your opinion is different. It's just my opinion. If you ask me, it was the best. And one more example. What do you think of studying English? Personally, I think it's difficult but rewarding. So here we have an exception. Usually, as I mentioned, we have of and then a noun, but we can use verbs as well. What do you think of doing this thing? Personally, I think it's difficult but rewarding. So again, emphasizing, oh, just my opinion. Personally, I think it's difficult but rewarding. Okay, so we've learned some different ways to ask for opinions and give opinions. So another part of giving your opinion is talking about the things you like and the things you dislike. So let's look at a few different terms to talk about things you like and to talk about things you dislike. Of course, if I want to talk about something I like, I can say, I like. But there are more interesting phrases we can use. For example, I love. So of course, this means I really, really, really like it. I love it. I can't get enough of. I'm really into, and I'm a big fan of. So let's go ahead and go through these. First, we have I love, which again, I'm sure you've used many times. It means you like something a lot. How about I can't get enough of? This means maybe it's something that I want to have all the time, even when I do it or have it a lot. I want more. Maybe it's a food I like. I can't get enough. I always want to do it, want to experience it. I can't get enough of. Means I love it anytime. I'm really into. So here we have this phrase, into. To be into something. So let's go ahead and write it here. To be into something means to enjoy it, or kind of like almost similar to a hobby. If you're really into it, it means it's something that you are very interested in, and maybe you have learned about, or maybe you're really into action movies. This means you watch them a lot, maybe you talk about them a lot, you are interested in all the different parts of it. So we could say, I'm really into. And last, I'm a big fan of. To be a fan means you enjoy something, right? I'm a fan of rock music. This means I enjoy it. I am a person who enjoys it. I'm a fan. So let's see how we can use these terms in some sentences. I love reading. I can't get enough of these dumplings. So this means maybe I have eaten 20 dumplings. I want more. They're so good. I can't get enough. I'm really into soccer these days. So this means maybe I'm watching soccer very often. I'm looking into the players, the history. I'm really into it. I like it a lot. I'm very interested in it. And last, I'm a big fan of hiking, something that I like a lot. So remember, we can use I like, of course, but if we want to talk about something we really like, we can use I love. I can't get enough of. I'm really into. And I'm a big fan of. All right, so next and last for today's lesson, let's learn some different ways to talk about things you dislike. So, of course, we can say I dislike or I don't like, but what if we want to say it a little stronger? We can say I don't really like. Something is not my thing, or it's not my style. I'm not into, and I'm not a big fan of. So let's take a look at these. First, we have I don't really like. This is very polite. If my friend tells me that she really loves BTS and I don't want to hurt her feelings, maybe secretly I hate it, but I want to be polite. Oh, I don't really like that. It's a little more polite. I don't really like it. Blank is not my thing or not my style. To say something is not my thing means it's not something I am interested in. It's not something I like. To say it's not my style, well, style, we think of things like clothes, but we can use it to describe anything that doesn't really suit our personality. Not my style. I'm not into it, which of course is the opposite of I'm really into. I'm not into, or I'm not a big fan of. All right, so let's go ahead and see some examples using these. So talking about things you dislike. I don't really like pizza. Not a big fan. Hiking is not my thing, which means I know many people like it, but it's not something I am interested in. It's not my thing. Gossiping is not my style. So it doesn't suit my personality. I don't like it. It's not my style. I'm not into horror movies. So I don't like them. I'm not into them. I am not interested in them. And last, I'm not a big fan of shopping. It's so busy, too many people. I'm not a big fan. I don't like it very much. All right. So we have talked about asking for and giving our opinions, talking about things we like and don't like. So last, let's put it all together and see how all of these things would come together in an English conversation. So here we have two people talking. Let's see. Hey, John, there's a new Christopher Nolan movie out. What do you think of his movies? Oh, I can't get enough of his movies. If you ask me, he's one of the best modern directors. How do you feel about going to see the new movie together? I feel like that's a great idea. Personally, I think we should go see it as soon as possible. So let's take a look a little bit closer. So we start with asking for John's opinion. What do you think of his movies, of Christopher Nolan's movies? And his opinion, I can't get enough of his movies, which means he likes them a lot. Then he shares his opinion about the director. If you ask me, he's one of the best modern directors. And then asking for an opinion about doing something. How do you feel about going to see the new movie together? I feel like that's a great idea. And then another opinion. Personally, I think we should go see it as soon as possible. So as you see, these things happen a lot in English conversation and are definitely part of our daily life. All right. So that's it for today's lesson. So let's go ahead and hear some questions from our viewers. From the Philippines, hello. Thank you so much for joining today. Thank you. Hello to you too. And good morning. Here where I am, it's the afternoon, but good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining on the live stream today. Let's see. Let's see if we, good morning from Bolivia. Oh, thank you very much. Good morning to you too. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for your comments. I'm looking through them now. Very good, clear, and concise. Oh, thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed having a visual to follow as well. Hello, thank you so much for joining. What is your opinion about going to the movie? Maria, excellent usage of what is your opinion about doing something. So if I were to answer, I could say something like, if you ask me, going to the movies is a great thing to do. I love going to see movies. As for me, thank you for your next comment, Maria. Yes, this is definitely another way we can express our opinion. So it would be similar to, personally, I think, if you ask me, and the third one that I can't remember now, as for me, similar. Yeah, it's just saying like, just my opinion. As for me, I think, Yeah, great example. Thank you, Maria. Pedro, from my point of view, yes, another excellent way to express your opinion. Ricardo, personally, I think these classes are rather useful. Oh, thank you so much. And an excellent use of personally, I think. Good morning again. Yes, good morning from Bolivia. Let's see, which is more polite, would or could? I would say these two words, would and could, are both quite polite. We use them in polite speaking. It depends on what kind of question you would be asking. But I would say if you are talking to someone, like let's say I'm talking to my boss, I think would be more commonly used. So for example, instead of saying, do you want to go see a movie? I might say, would you like to go see a movie? And actually more polite than could would be the word may. So could is a question word. So I might say, could I, let's say my student asks me, could I go use my phone? More polite, may I? So if you're using would in a question, that's polite. May, also polite. Could, I can't think of a form where that wouldn't be polite. So I would say they're both good to use, but would and may are very polite, very formal, polite question forms. Thank you for your question. I can't get enough of learning English. Oh, that's great. That's the right attitude to have. It helps to enjoy it. Yes. Hi there, Yazid. Hello. Oh, thank you so much. I'm very glad that you enjoyed the lesson today, and thank you so much for joining. I don't like flattering. Sure, yeah, absolutely. So I don't like, that's another way we can express dislike. I don't like, I'm not a big fan of, right? Very good. I like it. Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, let me read this comment. Can't get enough of something means you like something more and more. Let's say I'm eating chocolate salad and find it delicious. I want more and more. Could I say I can't get enough of chocolate salad? Yes, that's correct. So first, excellent listening. Sometimes it can be hard to listen and follow along on a video. That is the perfect use of I can't get enough of. Yeah, it's something often used with food. I can't get enough of. So that sentence would be excellent. I can't get enough of this chocolate salad. It's so good. I want more and more and more. And we can use it with anything that we like and we want more and more of. So I could say something like, I can't get enough of these new Netflix shows. They're so good. I want them more and more. So yes, great usage. Iris, hello. Thank you so much for joining today. Good morning from Cyprus. Well, thank you so much for joining. Hello from Indonesia. Wow, there's so many interesting viewers here from all different places. Good afternoon. Thank you so much. I prefer to be direct and not so polite. Yeah, and that's totally fine. You can, and I'd say, as I mentioned, all of those phrases, I think, in my opinion, those are acceptable in all situations. The other ones, like if you ask me or personally, I think, are maybe more often used when we are just expressing, it's just my opinion, right? Maybe I don't want to hurt someone else's feelings, or I don't want to disagree. I'm just saying, well, I think this. Personally, I think. Good morning from Pakistan. Thank you so much for joining on the live stream. I'm from Iraq. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad that you are enjoying and that it's easy to understand. Morning from Morocco. Okay, very nice. Thank you. To my mind, if you were trying to express your opinion, to talk about your, to my mind, that is a good place to start. I would say, from my view, would probably be a little bit more of a natural sounding phrase. From my view, I think da 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 da. Okay. Very useful lesson. Nice teacher. Thank you so much. I'm very glad that to see you guys, your comments. Could you like to give me a pen? So here, if we wanted to make a polite question, we would use would. Would you? Would you please? Would you like to? I would say if you're asking someone to give you something in a polite way, we would say, could you please, or would you please give me something, or lend me, let me borrow. Wella, hello. Thank you so much for joining today. Mohammed, hi, hello. From Kurdistan, well, thank you so much for joining today. From Guinea, wow. So amazing to see everyone here today. Thank you. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, hi. Hello, hello. My expressive expression. Good, thank you. I think it helps when learning a language to not have a robot teacher. I am into eating chicken. I cannot live without eating it. That is a great use of I am into. And you brought up another great term we can use to talk about our opinion. I cannot live without, which is exactly what it sounds like. I like it so much. I never want to be without it. I can't live without. Good one. Good morning. Yes, thank you so much. Ravi from Dubai, thank you so much for joining today. Suzette from the Philippines, thank you. Thank you so much for your comment. And good afternoon from India, Shravan, thank you so much. Bust stress. I'm not sure what that means, but maybe if you could clarify your comment, Shahid, if you could leave another comment and let me know what you mean by that. Okay, I see the next comment. What about according to me? According to me. This is when we use according to, we use it to cite a different source. So I might say something like, according to this textbook, da 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 da. Or maybe my friend told me something. According to my friend, it's going to rain tomorrow. My friend told me. We would not use it to refer to ourselves. We use according to talk about some other source that is not us. Hello, I'm very glad to be joining. I hope to you all the best in your career. Thank you so much. That's a very kind thing to say. Thank you. So let's see. What does the expression find yourself mean? Example, I find myself dreaming. I find myself dreaming. How can I describe find myself? So to find yourself doing something means often we use this when maybe we have something, we're doing something that we don't normally do. And we notice that we're doing it more often. So I'd say find myself would be similar to the word notice. I notice myself daydreaming more these days. So maybe I have been feeling really wanting to travel lately, and I just notice, I find myself daydreaming a lot more these days. I notice that I'm doing this more these days. Hello, Susan from the Philippines. Thank you so much for joining. And our viewer, Bonharn from Thailand. Thank you so much. Good morning again. I'm doing very well. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here with you all today. Gamal, this is a good idea for teaching English. Thank you. I think it's wonderful that I get to see your questions and really interact. So you guys can get real-time question and answer time. I think it's great. Your lesson is very useful and I always follow you. I'm from Iraq. Well, thank you. Shahid, bon voyage. So bon voyage is actually French, which means goodbye. Bon means good, and voyage is like travel. So it's just a way of saying like goodbye. Bon voyage. See you later. Maybe like have a good trip. I think bon voyage. Sometimes we say it in English too. We might use some French terms. So like bon appetit, good meal. Bon voyage, similar. Yeah, goodbye. Have a good trip. I would like to know if we can also use for me. Yes, that's a good one. Thank you for bringing that up. For me, the best movie is Inception. Yeah, you can definitely use for me at the start of your sentence to express your opinion as well. 100%. Yes. Thanks for your help. Well, thank you for your comments and thank you for joining today. All right, guys, I think we've reached the end of our comments. So once again, thank you all so much for joining the live stream today. And I will see you guys sometime soon. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys later. Bye, everyone. Thank you.